those. Those are a little bit big on you, aren't they?
I can back up with you.
Can you walk in those? Come here.
You hope.
Alright, come here. Can you hold your hand? There you go. Can you do it? Ugh.
I did it.
Hello guys. It's another rainy day here in Tennessee. And you know what rain means? Actually, you know what rain, and if it's getting cold, and all that mixture, especially in the southeast, means. It means humidity. And so one of the things we've been working on is to figure out, in this smaller space, the humidity's been worse, to figure out what do we do about humidity. So I want to show some things I'm trying. I have not figured out a solution yet. You get these tiny little space heaters, which the crazy thing is, like, one of these can heat our whole RV pretty much. The heat from those dries out the air and battles humidity. If it's cold, that works at least. We bought one of these. This is a dehumidifier. It does not look like a dehumidifier, and technically, I don't think it's much of a dehumidifier. This thing has been on for several days, non-stop, and this is all the water it's pulled out of our RV, which is like nothing. So I'm gonna have to say, at least this dehumidifier does not do much. We don't want the big, huge compressor ones because they're loud, they take up a lot of space, and they use a lot of energy for boondocking. So I thought, well, this one can run pretty much off a USB, doesn't use much power, but it just hasn't worked very well. So we also bought this Evidry. I'm loving these names. This is more of like a gel pack type deal, but it's supposed to work for, goodness, I don't know, what, 100 square feet or something, maybe more than that. I don't know, we'll see what it does. I've got very low expectations for that too. And so one purchase we've made that I am happy with is this little thing. It's from a company called Sensor Push. It's around 50 bucks, I think, but it's pretty awesome. It comes with an app, so when you open the app, you can see the temperature, you can see the humidity, and the coolest thing is you can check off a setting so that you'll be alerted on your phone if the humidity ever rises above a certain point. Mine alerts me when it's over 50, because another use for this would be if I put this in my bay underneath to let me know when the temperature got so cold I need to turn my propane heat on to keep like pops from freezing and that kind of stuff. And so I could see multiple uses for this, and honestly would probably, and you can just add these on. I don't know how many you could add, probably a ton to the app if you want to for different areas. So I do plan on getting more of these, at least one more for the bay. Haven't figured out how to keep humidity down, but at least I know it's happening. One project I'm hoping to take on is this bad boy. We finally got the lid in the mail. It ended up costing 135 bucks for the lid and this hinge, which is crazy, but it could have been crazier. So I'll take it. Because this is the hinge we're replacing. That probably was most of the reason this happened to start with. I'm gonna replace that hinge too. Of course, we've shown this, but we've got our floor in. I don't know. How do you feel about it?
I really like it. When our toddler comes in with muddy boots.
Yeah, which is
Hensley.
every 5 seconds.
It doesn't.
Hensley, we can still see that because it's chunks of mud. But
does not drive me as crazy as the light color did. I don't know. I'm starting to really like it. I think it just gives it kind of a homier feel, and the wood's beautiful. I really like it.
So one purchase we finally made that we've actually been thinking about making this since like January is this propane outdoor fire pit. This pretty much hooks into your propane tank. It has 4 little legs that pop out on the bottom. A couple of reasons this is pretty cool. First of all, anywhere and everywhere we have our propane with us, which is pretty much everywhere, we can do a fire pit and not have to worry about finding firewood or buying firewood or anything like that. Second of all, sometimes there's a fire ban, but it doesn't like ban propane fires or contained fires like this that are propane based, like a grill, but they do ban fires you make with firewood. And so they'd be awesome to be able to use this when sometimes we can't build a real fire.
We love our cast iron griddle. It's got a flat side and then the ridge side. We love it, but it's just so bulky. I think one of the benefits is it can sit on 2 burners, so I can have a bigger space. But we've been looking into finding a way, like we love roasted vegetables, and we can't use our convection microwave when we're boondocking. So we're looking for a way to use it on our grill. So we got this one that's a little bit smaller that can fit on our grill. And we're going to multi-purpose. We can use it in here for pancakes and bacon, that sort of thing, and then we can use it outside on our grill and roast vegetables or meat or whatever on that side.
Yeah, really the handles just seems like they're hot anyways. Like, I don't ever use the handles, and so a lot of that, it is smaller, but it's not significantly smaller because it just doesn't have the handles. And like, we keep our Instant Pot down here, we put the griddle right here, and that big, thick, that was tough to fit that thing in there. So yeah. Hopefully that small one will be a lot better.
It's always hard for me making a change for something that already works, though. Like, this already worked for us.
Well, I don't see much of that as too much of a risk. We're just going to keep this big one around for a little while we test the small one. And if it doesn't work out, then we'll swap back to the big one. But to me, it's worth it to test these things out and see what works. Because you'll see that a lot. We're testing things out, throwing against the wall, seeing what works, sharing it with you guys. The main reason we got this is because it fits on our grill. We got this Cuisinart grill, and then we can close it in there, and the heat is hopefully somewhat evenly dispersed for baking or, you know, whatever we want to use it for. And I also bought a thermostat. It's not here yet. It's about $10, something like that. All you have to do is drill a hole in here and then put the thermostat on top, and it'll give you exact heat. I've been very impressed with how efficient this is. We can go, I grill like, I don't know, 6 or 8 times on one of these tiny little propane tanks, and I could still get a regulator and hook it up to our big propane tank and grill just forever. I also bought these X-Chocks, and so there's one of these on each side with the tires, and you just sort of crank it right here to tighten it up between the tires once you found your spot. I think they're doing a good job. Have you been able to tell it's been any more stable in the RV? No? Okay. Well, that's
I don't know. We've only been in this one spot though, right?
We have. Well, I just put those in yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm gonna say a little bit. I'm not gonna say like you put these in and all of a sudden there's no rock or shake or anything at all in the RV, but I think it makes a little bit of a difference. I think it does just a little bit. I don't know.
I like it.
Thanks, yeah.
So when we started downsizing, I thought it would be one and done. I thought we would do this initial downsize and it would be done and over and I'd never have to go through that again. I wish I could tell you that's how it is, but this lifestyle of living small is a constant battle of stuff coming in and stuff going out. So something that helps us is we have a donate box that's an ongoing space that we keep for objects we realize we're not using, that's just taking up space, that we're not in love with, that we can part with, that Hensley's kind of outgrown or we've outgrown. Once that space is filled, we go and we donate it, and then it's just an ongoing cycle. So that's what's worked for us, and it's been a good job of kind of keeping our clutter down.
So I don't know if this rain is gonna hold off, but I'm at least gonna try to get started on this just to make sure at least I've got the right rivets and everything. I guess I could try to screw this back in place, but I'm gonna go ahead. I bought a rivet gun. I've never riveted anything in my life, but I'm gonna try to use it on this. So I got a rivet here, and I've got to rivet this back in place. At least get this off, get all the tools out, see what I'm looking at. So I really thought that would be big enough. If you ever want to see the back side of a rivet, this is what they look like on the back side. And there's the front side. And I guess maybe I just need a bigger drill bit. I've got to do all these and get these out. That's all an Airstream is rivets, rivets, rivets. They are everywhere. So I'm in no way a rivet gun professional, but this is what little I know so far. I've put 2 of these in. Got this one and this one. And the lid seems to be doing what it needs to do so far. So as far as the rivet gun, find the right rivet, which for me was this one. And then you pretty much just put that rivet in the rivet gun, put this end into the hole where it needs to go, and then squeeze the rivet gun. And it seems to work. It took me way longer than it should have to do this, but it's done. The lid's riveted on. Got the new latch on. Everything's working like it should. This comes up and latches here, snaps down. Hopefully no more lost lids. Long day, totally dark. Once the sun starts going down sooner, it seems like longer days, doesn't it? So I'm glad we've wrapped up some of these projects, figured out what works, what doesn't with some things. I think we'll always be figuring out what works, what doesn't.
It's trial and error.
It's
funny but how it changes over time. I remember when we were first moving into the RV, it's like, how many towels do we have? How many plates do we bring? Like all these questions. And it's still, you know, we're still figuring out what works and what doesn't. Although we figured out how many towels and how many plates.
We figured that out at least, I think, but
yeah.
We're still figuring other things out though. And it's just, I don't know, we got this downsizing mindset and I don't think you can really turn it off, because if you turn it off, then it like comes at you the other way. Like you always have to be on guard with things you're using and what you're doing and what you're keeping and what you're donating, and it's just natural for everything to gravitate toward chaos. But yeah, good to knock some stuff out, and because of a lot of these changes, it's made, you know, some things easier for us, and we're excited to be heading east toward Virginia.
Well, we're just gonna do some things with friends, just some little side trips to get to meet up with some people that we haven't got to see in a while.
But yeah, we start getting, I think, a little antsy if we sit too long. So
we do.
We'll at least move around and still stay close to family for the holidays and all that kind of stuff. Well, we're going to call it a night, and we will catch you guys later.